What's up, everybody? Welcome to the AfterBuzz TV, the 100 After Show, episode 10. We are going to be doing the Tea Time with Ricky raffle, giveaway, and recapping quite possibly one of the darkest episodes of television I've seen all year. Stick with us. Me and Alexis are going to get the news to you right now. We'll see you in a second.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hi, everybody.
What's up? What's up, everybody? How's it going? How's it going? I hope we're not all super depressed. This was a
No. I'm here. I'm pumped to talk about this episode because there's a lot of things I want to get off my chest.
There was a lot of stuff. This was a crazy one. I kind of couldn't believe that we got two shocking pieces of imagery in the same episode.
There's a lot of shocking imagery. I'm surprised I'm still standing because I'm a squeamish person, so
Yeah.
I got through it. I'm proud of myself.
I mean, I guess we really got one really shocking piece of imagery, and the other one was just inferred.
Yeah.
But I mean, definitely tough stuff. So, guys, this is AfterBuzz TV. This is the 100 After Show. I'm Ben Bateman, sitting in for our lead host, Mr. Tarjay Miller, who is not here because he's doing something awesome, a voiceover thing, which is awesome because Tarjay is great at that.
Yes, he is.
As you all know from his late night talk show voice. That he
I liked that.
and this is Alexis Torres.
Hi, everybody. You can find me all over social media as atorres890. I missed your faces, and also my Twitter has been blowing up for the past 48 hours.
Yeah.
And it's crazy pants, but I love to talk about the show.
We had an exciting Tuesday thing. Some of you guys probably watched, and maybe you're here for it. It's this stuff here, and it's signed by Ricky Whittle because we sat down and hung out with him. Alexis was engineering,
But I got all of my Ricky love after the show.
Yeah. He got on one knee for her.
Yeah, he did.
It was really
I still
fun.
have the ring pop.
Yeah, he said some big stuff. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's on AfterBuzz TV. Just look up Ricky Whittle's Spotlight on. There's actually two of them, but this is the most recent one. And he was awesome. Ricky's the greatest, coolest dude in the world. So good luck to him with American Gods. But he gave us these items to raffle off with the hashtag Tea Time with Ricky. So we're going to be doing that throughout the episode. We'll do one early and we'll do one a little later. And anybody who's tuned in for that, maybe for the first time, enjoy this recap of the episode. So we are on iTunes, we're on Stitcher, we're on SoundCloud. If you guys give us a rating and a review on iTunes, it helps us stay high in the standings. And we provide free content. We'll keep continuing to provide free content. If you guys help us by giving us a rating and review, it very much helps. And of course, I am also on Twitter, as she mentioned, at Ben Bateman Media. That is my Twitter. And
You are a hot mess.
Yeah. Well, the last thing to reference, anybody who's tuned in right now and is surprised that they don't see Lindsay Morgan sitting here with us.
Yeah, you go ahead and take that one.
Yeah, so Lindsay she's got a project she's working on coming up very soon. And I knew when we scheduled her appearance on the show tonight, it was really close. She was going to be leaving within a day. And a last-minute scheduling conflict came up with a rehearsal, and she was unable to come in tonight. So we're going to reschedule that for later in the spring. And, of course, she's super bummed out. She was very cool about the whole thing, but she's still really excited to come back. So we'll definitely have her in later.
Hey, girl, you rocked it this episode. I was sitting there just like, she is a queen.
Yeah,
That's all I'm going to say.
She was totally great. So all love in the world to Lindsay Morgan. You guys tweet at Linz Morgan, give her good luck on that project. And of course, there was a lot of stuff in this episode that we need to cover. So I want to get to the raffle. There's one quick thing I want to cover before we get into the episode. And perhaps some of you that are watching know about the crazy amount of Twitter trending that's been happening the last month.
Oh, yes.
And so something I wanted to bring up just briefly, because the conversation with Ricky reminded me of this. His message was very much, I love this show, that's my family, keep watching it. A poor decision that he felt was a poor decision should not deter you from continuing to love the show that you loved prior to all this controversy. And something I've noticed is that every single one of these large trends by we'll call it the We Deserve Better or the Lexa Deserved Better community, which is largely the LGBTQ community, early on, there was a lot of anger towards the show and towards Jason Rothenberg. That was like the early theme. And what I've noticed is that in my opinion, the movement is about equal rights and equal sensitivity towards the LGBTQ community. And that's the point of it. The point is to raise awareness for that community on television, in life. Tonight, I believe that the trend was dare to defy tropes, because there's hurtful tropes that appear on television, and there were several in this show. And so what I wanted to suggest really quickly, because I've been in on this and I've been tweeting about it a lot, is that I love this show. I love these actors. I love these characters. Obviously, there was a lot of controversy that's gone on recently, and some of the ways that things were handled are questionable. They're up for discussion, but I support this movement. That's what I support. I support equal rights. I support, I was raised in a way, and I'm sure you were as well, that men and women were created equal. We all deserve the same treatment, and that's the point of this.
Yeah.
So the charity that's the point. The point
Yes.
of the trending, when I tweet it out, when I'm part of it, is not to try to get this show canceled. It's not to be negative against it, because for me, if I didn't like the show or had a problem with the show, I wouldn't be. It's television is not as important as this issue. Like, television is very important. I love my stories, but this is an important social issue. That's why I'm on board.
Yeah.
And I wanted to make that clear because I don't want anybody who's watching or following me on Twitter or seeing my involvement to think that just like I'm retweeting and I'm commenting and it means I hate this show, because I don't.
No.
I support the cause. That's the point for me. And I just wanted to make that very clear because, Twitter is 140 characters. And
No, I understand that, and I also wanted to voice my opinion about the fact, because I have gotten a lot of really good tweets and things like that, and I've also gotten very big hate tweets, especially as a bisexual myself.
Yeah.
I've gotten people who are saying that I'm not a real bisexual because I support the show and things like that, but that's all everyone else's opinion, and I'm supporting the show because there are people who have worked really hard on this show, and the fact that they have families to feed. So canceling the show would not help them out at all, or any type of cause in that whole aspect, and those people deserve to show their good and hard work that they've put in. Especially as a person who works, you guys know this, I work here at AfterBuzz, and that if they decided to cancel our show because of something else that happened, you're putting people out of jobs.
Right, I mean,
and that means something, at least to me.
completely. Ricky's
So-
point was blood must not have blood. That was
Yes.
exactly was his quote. And the quote is absolutely true, because negativity is not going to bring any awareness to this cause. Positivity will. And it has.
Exactly.
The $115,000 for the Trevor Project is not a result of the show. It's a result
No,
of the movement. You guys doing it. You guys doing it. And that is bringing positive awareness. As I said, I talked about this on the Ricky interview, but I was on Screen Junkies doing TV fights this week, and one of the questions was about which Walking Dead character shouldn't have died. And I found myself arguing for Denise. Because I have been made so aware of these harmful tropes just recently. I mean, this is not stuff that I was aware of, but this movement has taught me this. It's informed me, and I feel passionate enough about it now to share that on a forum,
Yes.
a large forum like Screen Junkies.
Yeah.
So to me, that's a huge success, and I just wanted to share that before we get into this raffle and breaking the episode down. Without further ado, before we get into it, should we give away the first item here?
Okay, hold on, because I lost the internet. Had me lose one of the contestants,
Oh,
so
no.
I'm looking for it. But we can do.
I think let's do the bags.
Let's do the bag first.
So this is 100% random, guys. And when I say
Yes, I
that,
didn't just sit there and just go, yes, you seem like a good fan. I'll take. No, I picked it random.
and I tried to have nothing to do with this because obviously I instigated this whole thing.
You did.
So I just gave it to Alexis and I just said, hey, I want you to scroll through and I want you to
pick one.
just eeny, meeny, miny, just stop and just pick two, because that's the only way to do this, because too many people entered for us to.
I had a hard time, guys. Like I said, my phone completely just kept going over and over and over. And some of you guys, I know that some of you guys were internationals, but you guys didn't tell me where you guys were from, so I can't pick either. But anyway, for our first one, which is the bag, while I look for our second one, is thank you for the drum roll and Christina Martinez.
Christina Martinez!
Her username is Graphic Grunt. She is getting this bag. Look
at that.
So I will be messaging you later.
Christina Martinez. I need you to write this Twitter down. So it's Christina Martinez.
That's her name, and her Twitter is Graphic Grunt. What did I do with it?
At Graphic Grunt. All right, guys, I need you all to do me a favor. If you're watching this and you're on Twitter, I need you to say congratulations, Graphic Grunt. I want everybody to tweet Christina right now at congratulations at Graphic Grunt. It's very exciting. This was really difficult, obviously. There was a ton of people who wanted to give something to everybody.
I know, I felt bad. I really wish I could, I don't want to take the bag apart, but if I could give, a piece to everybody and have them sign every piece, I wanted to do that. And obviously that did not happen, and I'm very upset.
So congratulations to Christina, and I hope the whole world gives her congratulations as well. We will be giving this beanie, Ricky's official beanie that he wore for a whole season, away later in the show. And let's get into the episode.
Do it. Let's do it.
So this is episode 10 of season 3. This is entitled Fallen. So this is a big Lindsay Morgan episode. It's a big Raven episode.
Yeah.
She definitely had a tough go, this one.
Dear God, not a tough go. Everything. She had everything.
This was a hard one. I mean, did you get a little squeamish in that scene?
Like I said earlier, I am not a fan of blood, which is funny because I love watching The Walking Dead and Game of Thrones and things like that, but I had a hard time dealing with the fact of just self-harm and then watching all the torture scenes and stuff like that. It was rough. I mean, it was kind of nice to see, starting from like even a little bit of season 2, a little bit of season 1, like thrown all back in there, just not the circumstance that it was in at all. But yeah, it was hard for me to watch. I had to like actually look down at the ground at one point. I had to get some water. It was rough. Yeah,
I thought so too. I do this thing when anything really uncomfortable like that happens on screen. I kind of contort my face in a weird way.
Still look attractive.
Yeah, like one eye, kind of like I can't really.
Can't hide that handsome, Ben.
Thank you. It's hard for me to watch, and so obviously I have a lot of love for the character of Raven.
Oh, for people, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. For people who are trying to spell out her Twitter, it's graphic, like an actual graphic, GRAPHIC, and then grunt, like a grunt, GRUNT, and that's all one word, graphic grunt.
Of course, one more time, congratulations to Graphic Grunt. We'll be sure to tell Ricky. He'll give you a personal congrats, no doubt.
Yes.
No doubt about it. He will. So that'll be very fun, and I'll get this sent out to you. But so Raven. This was kind of crazy. Like, she's got the thing. So, okay, you take the pill.
Yeah.
You take the pill, and then it's in you somewhere. But how can you cut it out of you? I don't really get that.
I believe because it's supposed to attach to you up here. Like I guess you're supposed to just kind of like search around back there, because I guess that's where she surgically put it into the back of her neck. I don't know if it eventually ends up there, but I mean, there has to be surgery involved. I
don't really understand. Everybody they take it in their mouth, and it somehow ends up in the back of your neck.
I mean, I don't think that's correct. I'm just saying that's only where my memory is going to. I'm thinking it's somewhere down here somewhere.
If anybody in the chat knows this,
I'm
please
keeping an eye on it.
Share, because I'm definitely confused. But so yeah, Raven has like a total. This was like a combo sci-fi exorcism episode.
Yeah, no, it was crazy.
Right?
I thought her head was gonna start spinning after that, and I was like, where's a priest? I need to find a priest.
She her initial scene of like cranking up all the volume and like going crazy and doing pull-ups and all that. It reminded me of the Colin Farrell True Detective season 2 coke binge scene. Did you watch that?
Yes.
What he has like a crazy like all-nighter, and he's like, it's like the same thing. Really loud music. So she's in there trying to get rid of Allie, and she makes a comment at one point. She's just so much stronger than everybody else.
Yeah,
which is obviously great for us to know about Raven.
No, and I loved the writing for her character on this one. Like my favorite line, obviously, when she's yelling at Allie. Gosh, where did it go? Because you stole our memories, you crazy bitch.
Yeah, it's great.
Like, that was the greatest line, and I was like, yeah, no, I want more of that, please.
The greatest part about that line to me was like, it was one of those, she's hyper aware of what's going on, and it was comical because it was like, it wasn't like a dramatic, like, I used to love you kind of a line.
Yeah.
It was like she was really annoyed and like being kind of like sarcastic, but also meant it.
Like, I loved the whole beginning, well, not beginning scene, but the beginning scene for Raven where we get to see her and she's sitting there doing pull-ups. She has crazy not metal, but like rock playing and like static, and I was just like, yeah, I've been there. I mean, I don't have a crazy AI in my head, but I've been there, parents.
Definitely pretty funny. And then she gets out there, and man, Abby got taken out.
I felt okay. This is the one time where I was like, Abby really stepped up, because most of the time, I mean, I love this actress, she's amazing.
Yeah, Paige is great.
But like the fact that she's always just kind of like in the background, just kind of brooding and just being like, you know better, you shouldn't do that, don't let me tell on you, kind of thing. That I love that she actually took charge, and seeing her go from trying to stay strong and then immediately break down as a mother, especially when Raven was possessed by Allie. And that whole scene was really hard for me to watch. Cutting herself
it was super graphic and super like.
It was crazy.
Yeah, like upsetting, and like again, it was one of those things where. It's one of those things where it is TV, and I know this show specifically, I know for a fact, has affected a lot of people in very serious personal ways, which is a real tragedy and not something to be taken lightly.
No, and like, I mean, I'm a pretty big advocate. If anyone follows my vlogs, I've talked about my anxiety, my depression, and so seeing someone, I mean, obviously she didn't have control of her body, but the fact of her cutting herself in order to get something was just, it was eerie. Like, I actually went cold a little bit.
No, definitely. It was definitely, like I said, I did the weird contorting my face thing.
Yeah. I get it.
It was hard to watch, but yeah, Abby did step up. It actually gave her a little more gumption than I'm used to seeing.
So proud of her moxie. Just to jump off of that.
Gumption, moxie.
Gumption, moxie. I don't know.
Welcome to AfterBuzz. I'm Gumption. This is Moxie.
That
was great, and the fact that I mean, they didn't even show her like stitching Raven up, but they even
No.
cut to the scene of her on the ground bleeding, which was also equally upsetting.
That was crazy to see like the pools of blood underneath her, and then her actual skin was going pale. I was like, this is too much, guys.
Yeah.
I need a minute.
Yeah, Jaha is just nuts.
I mean, I feel like he's always been kind of nuts, even before this whole chip madness went into play. But like, he's on a whole different level again.
Yeah, Isaiah's such a good actor, though.
So good.
Because,
I love you.
because the reality of him is that like he's just like transitioned from like the altruist chancellor to like straight like full cult leader so seamlessly.
I know, but I guess because he was the chancellor, I feel like he's just kind of used to being a leader in his own way.
Yeah.
That I think it was just so easy for him to just kind of transition back into this leader role.
There's no way he survives past the end of the season, right? He has like
I mean,
they have to wrap the story, I'm assuming.
but I don't think they're gonna kill Jaha for that, are they? What do you think?
How can Jaha survive and like live in the world that we're watching if he's not doing the whole City of Light thing? Like, how can he change in a way? Like, yeah, you know what I mean? I don't really.
Yeah.
I don't know how
agree.
you can really adapt him. That's like.
That's kind of rough. Yeah, I don't know.
So I think he must die in the last episode.
I mean, I don't want to see less of Isaiah Washington that's me being biased, but like, yeah, I feel like I don't really see the story really going anywhere, but I don't know if they'll just kill him. Well, yeah, you know what I mean.
Did you ever watch Grey's? Were you a fan of it?
I did.
I didn't ever watch it.
Okay.
I never watched Grey's, but I mean that's the famous and controversial show for him.
Yeah,
And
right.
I wonder he's so good. Like I just wonder what he'll do after this show.
Oh, he'll find something.
Yeah.
Every single person on this cast can find work so
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah, this show does have
And
a lot
be
of buzz.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was great. I just like the entire sequence, all of it. So I like Isaiah Washington is great, and then Paige gets in the chair, and then now she's super creepy. When Raven wakes up though, after she's had her wrists cut,
Guys, I couldn't do it. No, you don't, wait, no, you mean before she got her wrist cut, or when she like after she submitted to Allie?
Oh, it's after she submitted. She had
That
all
was
the
too
pain.
much. That was where the exorcist came into
Yeah.
play, and I was like, make it stop, guys. I'm uncomfortable.
I like that they. I actually like that they converted Raven back and Abby because it was like, you know how like the complaint against Superman is like Superman is uninteresting as a character because to win instead of trying hard he has to try really really hard.
Yeah.
So the idea that a character would be able to just like will their way out of something that's like a lock is annoying to
that's
me.
usually how most characters are, but I get it.
And there's a moment where you're like, Raven's going to beat this by sheer force of will because it's the whole logic versus free will discussion that they bring up, which is a lot of. That's like a lot of what this episode was about, I think. And
Sorry, Christina just finally tweeted us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's like, I can't believe I won the bag. You both are so wonderful to your fans. Thank you.
She's excited?
Yes, super excited.
I'm glad.
I'm so happy.
You can thank Ricky because he's the greatest because he brought this stuff.
Yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt. Continue.
Yeah, definitely. But like, it was the whole free will versus logic thing was like so much of what this was about, and I just like that Paige didn't escape it. You know, Abby is now converted, and like Raven, she's converted.
Did you think that she was going to convert? I mean, obviously she did it because she wanted to save Raven, but did you think if this storyline didn't happen, do you think Abby would have ever? No, right?
Never. Did you when he's holding the scalpel and she says the line about torture? Did you have a moment where you're like, they're gonna surgically put this in the back of your neck?
I thought that's what they were going to do.
I thought so too.
I thought they were just going to hold her head and then just like insert it right there, and I was like, that's it, we're done. There goes Abby.
That would have been wild stuff.
But I think it would have been. I think I would have liked it though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have been pretty wild.
I would have preferred that than have to deal with watching Raven cut. Like, I can't, guys.
Yeah, definitely.
I can't.
Yeah, the Raven stuff was real intense. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about
Yes.
the episode actually opens with a great opening.
Oh yes, I love that as an older sister.
Yeah.
I've been in those situations. Not to the point where like we're bleeding, but we're all martial artists.
She beat the crap out of him.
Yeah.
And he took it.
No, but that's the thing that I liked about that is that the fact that when brothers and sisters get together and they know that they floated up, they have to pay the consequences. My
Yeah.
brothers know the same thing. Again, my whole families are all black belts. Like, we all get it.
Yeah.
And there are times where literally my mom's like, you deserve it. I'm not going to say anything. And I, whatever. I mean, again, it's not to the point where anyone's bleeding.
Yeah.
But it's that brother-sister bond that really shows that he understands what happened. And he's going to pay the price for it. And Octavia's going to let him have it.
I'm wondering if by the end of the show, Octavia is just de facto the coolest character. Like
She is de facto the coolest character.
she's slowly but surely like okay, at the time Lexa died, she was really awesome. Lexa was a very good character.
Well, no, Lexa is definitely my favorite, but like
Lexa's great, and like Octavia is slowly but surely, and Indra is amazing.
Well, yeah, Lexa, Indra,
Octavia,
Ricky, and then everybody else underneath.
Yeah, but I'm just wondering if slowly but surely, as characters turn and change and have all their moments, if like just Octavia's just the coolest. Like she kind of more and more is feeling that way to me.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, she just every time she's on screen, I'm like, you're good at this. You're a badass. Like,
and I love that because of the fact that her character just went through her character's gone through not like the most, but I feel like her character has changed a lot over time, especially since day one, which we always talk about it is we're back bitches, and now she's sitting there, you know, just killing people left and right because they're all a-holes.
Here's what I want to know. I want to know if Marie, when she read that, when she got the script for the pilot, we're back bitches.
Yeah.
If she read the line and was just like, oh,
okay.
Lord, I have to say this. Like, I really have to say this because the way that she's been described to us, I've never met Marie, but the way that Ricky's described her.
Gosh. I love it when he talks about her.
Yeah, he loves her. Yeah. The way that she's been described, she's just like a super badass. Like she's just like rides motorcycles.
Yeah, that mouse story will always be my favorite of him just being, it's a mouse. Oh yeah, I saw it earlier.
I hope we can get her on here sometime. She seems like she'd be a blast to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
But
if she is here, I will hug her all the time.
Yeah,
it'll just be me just hanging on her.
Like I would love to get a picture with like Marie, like in her like civilian clothes. But actually, really, I would just like to get a picture with Marie in her Octavia gear. That would be like the real dream.
Oh, I would love that. I want her to do my hair just exactly like that, and I have all this leather. I could bring it. It'll be great. It'll be awesome.
She's a badass. So she beat the crap out of Belle, which
deserved it. We all wanted it. Let's not sugarcoat it. We wanted it to happen.
It's a good opener. And Bob Morley, man, that guy has really turned on the jets with his acting. That guy, this season, he's been asked to do so much more. In the end of last season, too. But really this season, they have just put him in the line of fire with those great scenes. And he's had great scenes over and over and over again. I love it. Mm-hmm. So I loved how that opened. I guess, so they go into the woods here, and you have, you've got Pike, and you've got Monty who gets turned in by his mom, and you have all this stuff, and they're out in the woods, and like we all know that Belle's gonna turn, right? Mm-hmm. I think that's pretty clear to everybody.
Yeah.
You didn't think at all that Belle was actually
No.
Right?
No, nowhere close. I thought that I knew there was something up, especially when he talked about she is my, as soon as they were starting to walk, when he's like, oh, I'll lead you, and I was like, oh, he's up to something. And then when he said, she is my responsibility, I believe he said that in the first season at one point, anytime when Octavia was acting up, that I felt like that was like a trust thing where it's like, hey, I'm on your side.
Yeah.
And I want everybody in the group to know that, especially Octavia, because even Octavia's face was kind of like,
Right.
Okay, I see what you're throwing.
It's interesting too that the decision when they kill Ricky, he is a character. When they kill Lincoln.
I love you, Ricky.
So they kill Lincoln, and his point was interesting that he said by killing Lincoln in an unnecessary way, you turn Pike into a real villain. Like, and he already felt like one, but you turn him into a villain where it's like, okay, this guy's gotta go. He's not, I don't feel like he's protecting his people as much anymore.
No, he's just doing it for his own gain now.
He's like a murderer. And so in that situation where they're out there, I'm like, okay, this show can't continue functioning with this guy doing what he's doing. So things had to change. So I think I kind of saw that coming.
Yeah, no, I was hoping there was going to be some sort of injury to Pike, or maybe just knocking him out or something.
Yeah.
So I don't know if anybody else cheered. I definitely cheered when seeing that arrow just go right into his shoulder. I was like, yes, push it in. So upset.
Yeah, and then Belle pulls the gun on him. That was great.
That was great. I love that whole scene.
Yeah. Kane is just the man. Kane's
I've been saying this since day one. I think Kane is amazing. I love him.
I know we talked about how the beard is like a lot of the reason we think
Come on.
The beard's fantastic. The beard's fantastic. Like when I think of Kane now, I'm sort of like, I want to see Kane as like a shaman living on a farm.
Oh my God.
Like raising crops and like living off the land and like dirt going through his fingers. That's where it feels like he's gonna end up.
See, I'm on the totally opposite spectrum. I want him to have his hair slicked back, that big bushy beard, have a thing of scotch, and just sitting there.
Oh, you want him to be the new most interesting man in the world? Like you think he should take that job?
I want him to take that, and I think it would be the greatest thing ever. I want him to take all the Lincoln car commercials and do those. Matthew McConaughey, goodbye, and I want him in everything.
With the beard though. though.
With the beard, though.
I can't grow a beard like that. If anybody's wondering, you're probably not. I
was.
I can't, like, the best I can do, if you guys root around on my Facebook or Instagram.
You'll find some stubble.
You'll find there's like one phase where I'm dressed as like a super hipster for a buddy's birthday, and I let my facial hair grow out as much as I can.
No.
But it's not good. It just looks like kind of dark and bushy, but it's not like a real beard.
I need to look this up. If anyone can find this and tweet it to me while we're doing the show, I want to see it.
Yeah.
But I like your face.
I just can't grow facial hair.
You don't need it.
I'm jealous.
You're
Kane.
jealous?
I'm jealous of Kane. So Kane like wanders off. He's gonna follow. What do we got? You got
No,
comments?
someone said, no, the beard has to go. I think it should stay.
No, I love the beard. So Kane wanders off. He follows the grounders but it's interesting, right? Because he said, "Look at my arm. We're the 13th clan." The only person that rejected the 13th clan was Pike. So they are, in fact, still the 13th clan.
I didn't even think about that.
And I don't think there was no contact between Sky Crew and Lexa and all that when they rejected. So they still believe, I think.
But I'm afraid because now that Lexa is gone, rest in peace, that beautiful soul, that I don't know how this new commander, which she's not really a commander in my eyes anyway, but like, I don't know how she's going to take this whole Sky Crew coming in.
Well, she's pretty freaking evil.
I mean, maybe she'll just, get her rocks off more than, sorry, on the fact that she gets to kill somebody, I don't know, as the new commander, like right off the gate, even though she's technically been killing people since she started, but you know what I mean.
They're not really doing her any favors as far as a balanced villain go. She's just pretty much just evil, it seems like.
Yeah.
And she also seems crazy. Like,
I mean, come on. She's had crazy eyes since we met her.
yeah, but she also just seems like psycho, like psychopath.
Yeah.
Like full on psycho.
Yeah. I don't think her eyes actually go any wider. I think it's just that.
Yeah.
She just has like wide eyes, just like, yeah, I'm here. And I'm like, what's going on? Blink.
I wonder if I see the actress at a restaurant, if I would be like immediately afraid or like
No,
intimidated.
I would probably introduce myself, ask for a hug, and tell her not to kill me. That would pretty much be my exact reaction.
So, all right. So you think that it's possible that Kane's going to find some trouble when he
I think
arrives
so.
at Polis?
I don't think it's going to be a smooth sailing predicament. I think it's going to be rough.
What about Pike? What he's going to happen to him?
I hope he gets tortured to the crap. But I'm scared that he's going to convince not Antari, but like somebody maybe,
no
and
way.
like and he might survive that. But I hope he doesn't.
How many cuts was it in when Finn
Finn?
died?
Was it in 100?
99 cuts or something. If somebody remembers that number, it's like death by 113 cuts or something.
I don't remember.
But that's
if someone can refresh my memory, because all I have is just death, death, and more death, and that's the only death which I've pushed out of my brain because I love Finn so much. If you've known me since we started,
Yeah.
I love Finn way too much. Yes, that would. Yeah, I don't remember.
Got it. All right, so Pike gets taken out by an arrow. Well, not taken out, but he gets taken captive.
Someone said 18. Someone said 1,000. I don't know.
Yeah, there was a specific number.
Yeah.
It's just been a little while for me since I've watched it.
Yeah.
So Pike gets taken off, and
Thank God.
Kane goes after him.
Goodbye.
Yeah, and Octavia is just like kills a dude on the ground. Blood must have blood.
I thought she was gonna do Walking Dead style, just like straight through the head. That's what I was waiting for, but she didn't do it.
I thought the way she was crouched on the ground, and you said that just now, I was like, she did look a little zombie-ish, like she was gonna start eating him.
No, she's gone through some stuff. Obviously,
Yeah.
she just lost the love of her life. I don't think she's eaten, had water. I don't think she's
By the way, do we remember the fact that like
death
back
by
in
1,000 cuts.
the 1,000 cuts?
Everyone's just saying numbers. You're throwing me off,
That
guys.
sounded right.
Yeah.
Do we all just remember how like hilariously awesome it is that Ricky zombied out on someone in season 2?
Yeah.
He was like, eating someone.
He was eating somebody, and that was the greatest moment, at least for me, because I was just like, okay, we've gone down this road.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny because every time we watch like one of these episodes, there's always something that it pulls from a really, really famous TV show right now. Like we had a Game of Thrones moment with Antari where she like pretty much gouged his eyes out. I was like, okay, so we're really trying to be Game of Thrones right now.
Yep.
Okay. Good to know.
Fair enough. Yeah. All right. So we get back. We're in Polis now, and you have a couple things going on. You have Antari with Murphy as her slave, basically.
I mean, it's Richard Harmon.
He's in chains, and he's still sassy.
I don't know.
You love him now.
I love him.
Yeah.
I love his character. I love him. He's great.
I kind of get the feeling he's your favorite.
I think it's just because the fact that he literally just he just has to adapt to everything, and he always gets the crappy end of the stick.
Yeah. It's funny.
But then he also comes out on top. No pun intended there, but like what?
Yeah. I mean that whole scene. So like we'll just jump to it quickly because that's
Please.
like the first thing we should probably talk about. So I saw a lot of stuff on Twitter about consent and about the whole idea that it's different. Some people were saying that you don't understand the definition of consent and all this. And there's a lot of discussion about it, which is this is a very touchy subject, and I'm not really trying to go down that road.
We're not going to get into too much detail about it.
No, but as the way it went, I mean, it's tough, right? Because she's like threatening to kill him. She's saying, oh, as your girl, would she murder you if you disobey her?
Sorry, that is so not a turn on, but Murphy is a very messed up soul, so I guess it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and he does try to stand up for himself and say there's someone else.
I was proud of him. I was like, get it, buddy.
And he's definitely talking about Amori, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like we don't. So he does love Amori. We're not thinking that it's like just an excuse.
No, I don't think so.
What even happened to Amori? Did she run off? Did she get taken captive?
No, I thought she ran off.
It's like a couple.
Somebody help me in the chat, please.
A couple episodes ago, kind of just don't remember.
Pretty much after 2 of my top favorite characters died, I'm all over the place when it comes to the past right now.
Yeah, I can't remember what happened.
If someone
to Amori.
can remember, pretty please, I would appreciate it.
But so he tries to stand up for himself.
I was really proud of him about that.
Yeah, right. I mean, but only in a very, very, very
That didn't last very long.
I mean, I guess we could say he didn't try very hard, but at the same time,
she ran off with her to find her brother.
That's right. Mm-hmm. At the same time, if he had tried any harder, I mean, she was threatening to kill him. So, I
don't know. I mean, I understand where they're coming from because that is a really weird blurred line between the fact of, because it does happen. There are cases of men being not having consent by women. I actually know someone personally, who's gone through that, and it's rough. But at the same time, at least in this situation, from where I was watching, it didn't. He looked like he was trying, but he ended up just saying, you know what? Obviously, I'm gonna die. Might as well go the way I would like to, which is, with a hot lady.
Yeah.
So I feel like he eventually just kind of submitted.
Yeah.
If you want to do it that way, instead of
that.
actually giving consent.
Yeah, he submitted. That's a good way of putting it. It wasn't like. It was definitely blurry.
Yeah,
it's
it
funny.
Was a very blurred line.
It's funny too because we were watching and our feed tonight was screwed up. We DVR.
So bad.
It kept glitching and we kept missing 5 seconds, 10 seconds here and there. And when that happened, he's walking towards her and then it glitches and then 15 seconds later it picks back up and we're seeing Jasper. So we were like, oh, we must have missed it because Twitter was going nuts. So I figured there was
must have been more stuff.
I figured she backhanded him and threw him on the ground or something just really, really graphic.
Give me the sex.
Yeah, and then we went and looked it up and he just smirks and walks towards her.
See, that's the thing.
The smirk?
The smirk, because that's Murphy. He knew that he wasn't going to win this battle in the end, even though he tried, which he gave it the old college try. And I said, good for you, buddy.
Right.
But that last little show of teeth at the end, I was like, no, he totally was like, this is going to happen. I'm just going to do it. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's me.
I get that. I'm just looking at my notes to see what I'm missing here. Kane is such a stud.
And to Winterwolf 9115, Raven submitted to Allie in a totally different way. She was actually dying.
Yeah.
So that's a totally different version of submit than how he was. I'm just using the word submit because he didn't give verbal consent, which is where that blurred line is.
Right.
Because there are some people I know who can give a look and the person that they're with automatically knows, okay, this is okay for me to do.
I mean, as far as this issue goes, like I said, this is not a road we really want to go down.
No.
It goes without saying, the issue, everything about this is wrong. There's no part of us we're not gonna sit here and try to defend consent or not consent. He definitely did not give consent. So that happened in this episode.
Yes, and then that's what I will agree with. He did not give consent, but I'm not saying, I'm not going to continue down this road because I feel like
he did not give consent and that did not happen. So it was whether or not he smirked, maybe that's just Murphy trying to make the best of a horrible situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. So that was some pretty intense stuff that happened and you wonder where it picks up.
Yeah.
You kind of wonder if are they setting the stage for the next episode or 2 of this just routinely happening where he's a guy living as a captive sort of as a prisoner? I don't know. We'll see. So anyway, but back in Polis, it seems like she is forcefully taking. This is the other thing I don't really get. She's acting like she has to go by the numbers or something, or do something by the book, or she won't be respected. But it's just actually, you just murdered a bunch of children, so why don't you just call a spade a spade here?
Yeah, she was going to do it anyway. She was going to kill everybody because she's like, obviously I can't remember anything, so I don't know.
Yeah, why don't you just call a spade here? Just force your way into the throne and force Murphy to be your handmaiden. Yeah. Right. So, all right. So what else is going on in Polis that we're forgetting? I mean, that's
No,
pretty much...
that was pretty much it. It's just the fact of, like I said, she eye gouged. There was a sexy scene in lesser terms, and that I think that she's actually afraid. Yeah. I know that she obviously won't admit it, but I feel like deep down that she's actually kind of freaking out.
Antari.
Yeah, Antari.
Definitely, she's afraid. She's doing everything out of fear, and she also kind of loves Murphy. It seems like.
I don't know about love. I think it's more lust and control, but sure.
Yeah, I feel like she kind of.
But I don't think she's gonna kill him. I really don't think so.
I don't think
unless
so
he really messes up, which Murphy is very capable of.
Which would be such a twisted ending to the saga.
A twist. But no, I feel like for right now, I don't think Murphy's life is really threatened right now. She will say it because that's what she's into, but I really don't think she's gonna get rid of Murphy anytime soon.
It does seem like an intense turn, but I mean, the show has done crazy things. She could just knife him while she's, post-coitus or something.
Maybe.
Just kill him. Like, she's nuts.
That would be crazy. We're not going like Gone Girl kind of crap right now, but I mean, anything can go in the show, I feel like, but CW has a limit, so.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, so we are going to just move over to the last portion of the episode, and that is with Jasper, as he has been trying to help out, and so he gets sort of knocked out. When he wakes up, he goes to look for what's going on, and he sees that Abby's nuts. And she's giving...
Abby's just gone.
And she's giving out the pills. And then he goes to look for Raven, and he finds out that Raven is now...
Oh, that was so creepy.
Raven's now been possessed. Mm-hmm. She's like the Exorcist straight up. Well,
I knew what you meant.
Yeah. And he's like, I got to do something. So he picks her up, puts her in a truck, drives the truck through the wall, and then Allie's like, he has Raven. Jaha's like, kill him now. And everybody like stands up and like, oh man, it's like zombie time.
Yeah, there's a lot of zombie stuff that's been happening. As of recent. Just very cult-like and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, weird and possessed. What I want to see the first case of being able to cure somebody of the City of Light syndrome.
Yeah, I don't, because it's only what Raven was talking about, which is with the bracelets, and that's what Jasper was trying to get, and then he got caught up. And
because until they show us that, it's hard to not imagine that all of these characters are just gone. Do you know what I mean? They all feel like they're gone right now. Mm-hmm. So he goes to the wall. He's looking around, and guess who he sees? He sees Clark.
Yeah, in the car because he's trying to get out, and he almost ran her over. That would have been terrible.
I like the idea that Clark spent this long distance trying to get back to find Lincoln. And she's like, we need to go inside. I need to talk to Lincoln. And he's like, Lincoln's dead. And she's like, what do you mean he's dead? He's like, maybe you don't understand the meaning of dead. Lincoln's dead. We need to go or we're all going to die.
In my brain, I was thinking, okay, if I'm coming into my old home, pretty much, trying to do that, I see Murphy. I see Jasper in a car trying to get out, and I see people shooting at him. I would think, oh man, I should probably get inside this car and probably figure out what's going on as we're driving away instead of trying to go towards the bullets.
Right.
Personally.
And then she sees her mom. So she kicks the dude. They have Raven.
Yes.
And she sees Abby. And Abby's like also full on zombie mode.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And she's just like, what?
Yeah.
Mom?
Yeah.
Right?
I didn't need the slow motion for that though. That's just me being nitpicky.
I agree.
Yeah.
Clark had like 2 minutes of screen time. So.
Yeah, but I'm hoping that she's going to get a lot more next episode.
Yeah, you'd think so.
I hope so.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you have to do that sometimes in these shows.
Yeah. That's all I want, man.
Yeah, so yeah, I guess like, and Monty, well, so Monty's with the group. So all of our favorite characters now have like left the roost, right? Nobody's back at Arcadia.
There's nobody back at Arcadia except for the adults.
Every kid? Well, no.
Well, Kane's gone, but like I meant like Abby, Jaha, yeah.
Is Harper with the group? She's with Bellamy on there?
Yeah.
And Miller?
Oh, wait,
and Brian?
I don't know.
I know Miller and Brian are.
Yeah, they're...
I think Harper is.
I think Harper is too. I don't think she
escaped.
stayed. Yeah, I think she left too.
So all the kids
I think everybody is out of Arcadia right now, except for our main adults.
Except for the main adults.
Yeah.
Interesting. It really just except for the zombies and just Jaha's people.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And Abby.
Because Kane's gone, Pike's gone.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But I was gonna say Bellamy and Monty are supposed to be on their way back also, so they will be back there unless they find. Well, I mean, according to the preview, it looks like they all found each other.
Yeah.
But like, it looks like that they were on their way back to Arcadia and they probably just ran into everybody.
We shall see what happens. Yeah. Shall we get into predictions before we do this final giveaway?
Please.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV
Ooh, it's getting
predictions.
Rough up in this chat.
Oh, yeah?
Talking about consent and stuff.
Yeah, it's not a topic that we really wanted to talk about.
Just kind of happened.
It happened in the episode.
Yeah.
I mean, so it is what it is.
Anyway.
So, two things. The lighthouse. There's not really any lighthouse.
No,
Right?
because no, not really. Not many ships in the water today.
I don't think there was a single one, actually.
Nope, not a single one. Yeah, no.
Yeah, except for Ontari has her ship, but Murphy's not in on the ship.
No, he's not. He doesn't want to be in the ship.
But she wants the ship.
Yeah, pretty
And
bad.
that's what we saw.
Yeah.
That's the only one. We've talked about that.
No, yeah, no.
All right, so let's talk about predictions.
So everyone's sending me about the 1,000 cuts. So yes, it's a thing. Let's see. So we see them trying to deal with Raven, and again, it's the exorcist that we were just talking about because she's tied up to this bed, and they're trying to figure out a way to get it out of her, and blah. So I am happy to see more Lindsay Morgan filled episodes. I do like that we're gonna get our original group.
Yeah.
Back.
The gang.
And kind of just trying to figure out an issue
together.
and just, the band's back together kind of thing, and it's really cool. Someone said, do you think they will give Raven the AI to save her, and because they can't find Luna? This is from HOV Meister. I don't know. How do you feel about that? Do you understand the question, or?
Rephrase it.
It's, do you think they will give Raven the AI to save her because they can't find Luna? The chip, like Lexa, like the chip into her.
They won't put Lexa into Raven.
Okay, that's what I thought. It would make sense.
It would make sense. What's going to happen is I don't think they're going to find Luna, and if they find Luna, it won't work, and they're going to find out that in fact the chip should be going to Clark. That's what I think was going to happen.
Ooh, see, I was thinking that, but I didn't think it was going to be because they couldn't find Luna. I thought that they were going to find Luna. She gets killed in some way or injured or whatever, and she's like, you have to do it because you loved her so much. And then they put it in her, and Clark's like, I have taken over now. Goodbye.
Something like that.
Yeah. Even though that's obviously it's going to cause a cluster float of things.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find other words to say instead of the actual word. And then it's just gonna be her being the commander, and I don't know how that's gonna go from there, but that's how I pictured it.
However it happens, I believe that Clark will end up with the
chip.
flame in her.
Yeah, the flame in her.
That would be my major prediction.
Yeah.
And then as far as I do predict that Jaha will die by the end of the season. I stick with that.
I also don't think Jasper or Monty, one or the other, or both, I don't really know. I don't think they're going to survive to the end. I would like for Monty to survive, not to say that Jasper is a terrible character. I can see him sacrifice himself for something.
I was thinking Raven was going to get taken out for a little while there, but I feel it less now than I did. I think Jaha's the one.
Yeah.
Jaha feels like the obvious main character to get taken out. So that would
agree.
be my prediction. I guess without further ado, we should probably give away this hat. This
right.
beanie.
All right,
Beanie here.
This last final one is going to none other than, thank you for that drum roll, please. It is Klexa Lovatic 22, and her username is at Lam Sin, C-Y-N, in Canada.
At LAMCYN.
Yeah, you're right. So Klexa Lovatic 22. She gets the beanie.
Klexalovatic 22, congratulations, you win the beanie!
Woo! Guys, this was really hard for me to do because there's so many tweets I had to go through. I actually kind of lost sleep trying to figure this out.
There was a lot of them. We're going to get this stuff sent out. I'm going to write this down one more time, and I'm going to ask you guys, just like you did for Christina earlier in the show, if you guys are gigantic fans of the show and you love Ricky and you were all in play, you should tweet her as well and congratulate her because it's a gigantic thing. Can we get it spelled out one more time?
Yes, it is. Her name is Klexa. Clexa.
Yep.
Lovatic. Lovatic 22.
Okay.
Username at LAMCYN.
LAMCYN. Tweet at LAMCYN. Congratulations, Tea Time with Ricky. And once again, we will get Ricky to send at least a tweet, if not a video message or something. We'll make sure that he takes care of it because he's the coolest.
And guys, if you keep tweeting out at the cast and everything, if we get more people in here, we'll get more giveaways.
Exactly.
That's the point.
Exactly.
Because we love you guys.
Yeah, I think we have a line on a couple other guests perhaps that we might get in here, which we're looking forward to. So
yeah, so you never know. More stuff, more swag.
Yeah, exactly. We'll hopefully do a couple more of these before the season's over. So guys, thank you so much for watching the episode. I want to remind everybody, follow on iTunes. Once again, leave your comments below. I'm Ben Bateman Media.
You can find me all over social media at atorres890. Don't forget to follow my vlog. It's called Hump Day Lunch Hour, and it's about talking on my lunch hour on Wednesdays. I actually talked about fandoms because of the fact of the tweets that I got in the past past couple weeks. So I talked about that and just how awesome and crazy fandoms are.
And lastly, of course, there's a brand new show called The Tomorrow Show. Kevin Undergaro, the executive
Please check it out.
producer and
It's so
creator of the AfterBuzz TV. Marie Menounos' longtime partner and now fiance. He has a show on Mondays and Thursdays with Roxy Stryer and awesome guests. And they wear Star Trek costumes. And it goes from 7 to 9 on thetomorrowshow.com. And you guys check it out because it's great. So check that out. And we will see you guys next week. Thanks, everybody, so much for tuning
Bye,
in.
guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.